to our Capstone advisor, subject teacher, classmates, and to panels, a pleasant day. Today we will present our proposed project, but before that, we will introduce ourselves. I am Faith Palencia.
I'm John Michael Prado.
And I'm John Paul Gipat.
Our proposed project is entitled ISCOSEC Insight, a web-based school publication. About the logo. The ISCOSEC Insight that can be seen in the logo stands for Iloilo State College of Fisheries San Enrique Campus, and the word insight comes from the phrase in website. The color orange relates to social communication, like stimulating conversation. The blue means the enhancement of creativity and alertness. The white means simplicity, a simple website, and is user-friendly. Gray relates to technology, and the arc represents the boundaries between user and the admin. This chapter presents the overview of the current state of technology, problems encountered, and the solution used in the proposed study. It covers the background of the study, objectives of the study, conceptual framework, scope and limitation, significance of the study, and the definition of terms. School publication is an entryway for students to express their ideas. By making a system for school publication, it will catch the attention of every student and readers in an innovative and fun way. It has changed the lifestyle of all people around the world, helped know the differences of problems, what can be done, and how can it be solved. The website has widened the possibility and provided millions of opportunities and ideas to individuals. This is the power of website. The printed or traditional school publication is much more prone to damage and expensive and has less access to students. Giving away for technology gives us knowledge in improving or innovate how we disseminate information in a creative way. We, the researchers, came up with the best solution to this problem, and that is to develop an ISCOSEC Insight. It is a web-based school publication.
Objective of the study. This project aims to develop a web-based code publication with forum and determine its acceptability. Specifically, it aims to 1. Design a web-based code publication with forum. 2. Determine its acceptability in terms of its usability.
Conceptual framework. The conceptual framework is the study will use the input process output or IPO diagram as presented in the figure. The educational content, students login profile, computer hardware, software, and user. Requirements will serve as the input in developing the system. The process will make use of the system development life cycle, waterfall model method, and the evaluation of the system in terms of its usability. And finally, the output will be the ISCOSEC Insight and the result of evaluation in terms of its usability.
Scope and limitations. This project is limited to the development of web-based school publication. We'll use an open-source software, WordPress, in order to create the website. SDLC waterfall model will be utilized. This project will be evaluated by 6 ISCOSEC faculty and 100 ISCOSEC students. The forum can only be accessed by ISCOSEC students and faculty. Standardized questionnaire checklist by John Brook will be used to determine the system's usability. This project will be exclusively developed for Iloilo State College of Fisheries San Enrique Campus only.
Significance of the study. The following may be benefit in the development of Capstone Insight alumni. They will be updated about the events, activities, and improvements inside the campus. Student. When school publication will be upgraded into digitized version, this system can provide individual access to the student which most likely to read, contribute, and exchange ideas in topics like art, journalism, and photography. Teachers. Teachers are also advisor of students in school publication. So when the system will implemented, teacher can easily monitor the work of the student and also can share ideas through a forum. Entity. It is essential to organization to have an access to the data that were already filed and stored. It will likewise make them appreciate the advantage of using web-based system nowadays. Future researchers. This study will provide opportunity to learn more about web-based systems and also the satisfaction of helping others by contributing knowledge or helping on to identify possible problems. They can use this study as a reference in developing their own system.
Definition of terms. For better understanding, the important terms used in this study was conceptually and operationally defined to ensure clarity and for better understanding. The following terms are the design, forum, school publication, ISCOFSEC, ISCOFSEC Insight, student, usability, and web-based system. Chapter 2. Review of related literature. This chapter presents the literature and studies that may help the researchers in developing the proposed system. This is presented in following areas. First, the web-based training, an introduction. Second, evolution of web-based systems. Third, ISCOFSEC school publication. Fourth, SDLC waterfall model. Number 5, related systems. Number 6, prior art, and the summary.
Web-based training, an introduction. This article by Can BH 2001 introduces and states that the new web development, learning science and technology provide opportunities to create well-designed and innovative approach, learner-centered, interactive and flexible virtual environment.
Evolution of web-based. This article states the evolution and the commercial use of internet and web explosively in the past 5 years. In that time, the internet has evolved from a communication medium to a full-fledged market in channel to a passage for distributing information. Websites that once simply displayed information for visitors have become interactive, highly functional systems that let many types of business interact with many types of users. The common first stage in the development of web-based system is for communication purposes. And the third stage is a rethink of the traditional boundaries between the customers and the enterprise and specific use.
ISCOFSEC school publication. IGANG is the official school publication of Iloilo State College of Fisheries San Enrique Campus. IGANG is composed of editorial board as presented in the figure. The content includes the topic, about symposium, leaders convention, and other environmental, national, and school-related content.
SDLC waterfall model. The SDLC waterfall model is sequential software development process in which process is regarded as flowing, increasing downward, similar to a waterfall through a list in order to successfully build a computer software. Originally, the waterfall model was proposed by Winston W. Royce in 1970 to describe a possible software engineering practice. The different phases of the SDLC waterfall model as shown in the figure are the analysis, design, implementation, testing, and maintenance.
Analysis. This phase is often known as Software Requirements Specification or SRS. Is complete and comprehensive description of the behavior of the software to be developed. Usually, functional requirements are defined by means of use cases which describe the user's interactions with the software.
Design. In this phase, involves the process of planning and problem solving for software solution. It implicates software developers and designers to define the plan for a solution which includes algorithm design, software architecture design, and database conceptual schema.
Implementation. This phase comprises the realization of business requirements and design specification into a concrete executable program. Database, website, or software component through programming and development. In other words, it is the process of converting the whole requirements and blueprints into product environment.
Testing. This phase is also known as verification and validation, which is process for checking that a software solution meets the original requirements and the specification and that it accomplishes its intended purpose, such as desired design button functionally and systems usability. Moreover, the testing phase is the outlet to perform debugging in which bug and system glitches are found, corrected, and refined accordingly.
Maintenance. This phase implements the process of modifying a software solution after delivery and deployment to refine output, correct errors, and improve performance and quality. It is also includes the preparation of backup files. Related system. The following are the systems which is related to the proposed project. The study entitled Web-Based Evaluation System for Learning Management System by Mumani Alaa 2010. This study has provided a web-based system that helps the user to choose convenient system depending on their needs and their type of usage. Develop an intelligent decision-making algorithm developed using the MS Visual Studio.net. Its database was designed by using MS SQL Server. The web-based system described in the study is considered as practical and useful solution for management system. Development of web-based self-training package for information retrieval using the distance learning approach by Sakanan et al. 2006. This study developed a web-based self-training package for information retrieval using the distance education approach. The package was developed using the distance education approach. The system development methodology was based on the SDLC or the Systems Development Life Cycle with a combination of waterfall and prototyping approach. Web-based School Administration System by Venkateshwar Amingad 2017. This paper proposed a method for school administration system. It is a user interface for controlling all the functions that happens in the school. System development life cycle was used in constructing the design and implementation of the system. The system utilizes the user authentication, displaying only information necessary for an individual's duty. Prior art. The study entitled Web-Based School Administration System, conducted by Venkateshwar Amingad 2017, aimed to develop a web-based school administration system. This study is similar to the present study, for both studies made use of developmental research design. Both studies used the System Development Life Cycle Waterfall Model. While this study differs in hardware and software which will be used in order to build the system, and in terms of its objectives, scope, and design, which will be purposely created for the target user. Summary. This chapter cited literatures and studies which was related to the proposed project. It includes the related literature about the ISCOPSEC Insight, which provides concept about building the specific virtual environment. The development of SDLC waterfall model, which made use of 5 basic phases, includes the analysis, design, implementation, testing, and maintenance was also discussed. The study entitled Web-Based School Administration System by Venkateshwar Amingad 2017 was identified as a prior art because of the similarities in methodologies of the said study. Chapter 3. Methodology. This chapter includes the method used in this study. It covers the research design, locale of the study, respondents of the study, sampling technique, research instrument, data gathering procedure, and data analysis and interpretation. Research design. The researchers will use the descriptive developmental method of research, of which the descriptive research describes data and characteristics about the population or phenomenon being studied, whereas developmental research is a systematic study of designing, developing, and evaluating the instructional programs, process, and products that must meet criteria of internal design, content, and usability. The 5 phases of SDLC waterfall model will be employed in making and designing the system. The 5 phases of SDLC waterfall model will be employed in making and designing the system. The development of ISCOPSEC Insight will pass through the 5 phases of System Development Lifecycle Waterfall Model. The activity that will take place in each stages discussed in the following. Analysis. In this phase, the researchers will gather information to determine the functional requirements of the system. It includes the main requirements such as user requirements and system requirements. Under the user requirements, the researchers will identify and analyze the interface requirements, which includes the scope, purpose, web pages, and functional buttons. The researchers will determine the before, during, and after process. Under the system requirements, the researchers will analyze the software attributes, functional requirements, such as features of the software to be used in order to build the system, and other specifications needed. As part of the analysis phase, this section presents the overall description of the ISCOPSEC Insight. Based on the figures of the product perspective, it shows the context of how the admin and the clients interact with the system, as well as how the system communicates with different hardware and software components. ISCOPSEC Insight is a web-based school publication with forum that has the capacity of maintaining the school publication from previous up to the present issue. The admin has the full administration rights in manipulating the system. The client can only view and log into the forum. The figure shows the request and response interaction of the user into the system. Operating environment. The ISCOPSEC Insight will run in Windows operating system environment. Since this is a web-based system, it is expected to operate in web browsers such as Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Microsoft Internet Explorer, and devices such as tablets, iPad, smartphones, and etc. Other than computer system hardware specifications such as 500 GB hard disk, 4 GB main memory, 2.7 GHz processor, keyboard and mouse for input devices, and monitor for output devices in maintaining the administration operation of the website. An internet connectivity is needed to manage the website and for its seamlessly and simultaneously operation.
Design. In this phase, the researcher will work and combine the format, style, color, and other needed elements to create a website. A drafted structural layout will serve as a guide in creating ISCOPSEC Insight.
Other than the basic elements mentioned, this project will undergo into a prototyping process, such as creating structural layout, system perspective diagram, and use case diagram. Furthermore, the researchers will create a data flow diagram and determine the data input, process, and output. Additionally, the researchers will use WordPress, an open source software, in creating the website. Admin login use case. The figure shows the data flow of input, process, and output. After the admin enters the email address or username and a password, the admin is expected to click the login button. And in clicking the login button, two things will happen. First, the admin will be directed to the website's dashboard. Second, if the admin enters a mismatch or wrong input of password or username, the admin needs to verify the account. Admin switchboard. After the admin successfully logged in, the admin is expected to click the navigational button such as dashboard, post, media, appearance, user, settings, tools, and forum. It will display the expected results based on the diagram. User interface use case. The data input is the website's URL. The user is expected to click the home, forum, or about button. If the user clicks the home button, it will display the ISCOPSEC Insights homepage. And if the user will click the forum button, the user needs to enter the username and a password. Then the user is expected to click the login button. In clicking the login button, two things is expected to happen. First, the user will be directed and successfully enter the forum. But if the user enters the wrong input, such as wrong password or username, the verification of account is needed and then the display of verification message will take place. On the other hand, if the user clicks the About button, the About page will be displayed. Additionally, the login account is needed to enter the forum for a reason that only ISCOPSEC students and faculty can enter and participate in the forum. Moreover, the published articles, poems, and school-related contents can be accessed by the public. This picture shows the ISCOPSEC Insights output perspective, specifically the admin's view. As shown in the perspective, the admin can choose or personalize the theme, edit, add plugins, and publish the website. The picture shows the ISCOPSEC Insight output perspective, specifically the user's view. The user can read and view all the contents of ISCOPSEC Insight. Implementation. In this phase, the researchers will create a web-based school publication with forum, which will be used for publishing and posting the educational content. The implementation includes the front-end implementation, such as admin interface and user interface. This phase also includes the back-end implementation, such as admin account, software to be used, and other needed elements in order to create an ISCOPSEC Insight. The figure shows the ISCOPSEC Insight schedule allocation plan. The project duration is approximately 80 working days that will start on August and expected to end on November. Moreover, this Gantt chart shows the individual task management and activities needed in order to complete and accomplish the ISCOFSEC Insights objectives. This section presents the estimated hardware allocation in creating the ISCOFSEC Insight. A laptop computer with Windows 10 as operating system, a 64-bit Intel processor, 2.70 GHz with 500 GB hard disk, and 4 GB memory. This will be used for project deployment, project documentation, and will serve as server simulator. It costs 20,000 pesos. The broadband internet with a bandwidth up to 10 Mbps for content deployment and publishing, and for research and resource generation, it costs 6,000 pesos. And the consumables for supplies that cost 2,000 pesos. The total estimated hardware allocation in creating ISCOFSEC Insight is 28,000 pesos. Testing. In this phase, the system will be subjected to usability testing. This will be done by reviewing the navigational buttons and functional layouts of the system. Then, it will be presented to IT experts for comments, suggestions, and revisions. Afterwards, the researchers will proceed to perform appropriate editing and revision of the system. The system will be presented again for further refinement and polishing. Additionally, the system will be subjected for another usability testing. This will be done by administering the evaluation instrument using the standardized questionnaire checklist by John Bro. Prior to this, a communication letter requesting the respondents to participate in the evaluation will be secured.
Maintenance. In this phase, the developer will provide a backup for storing data and files such as hard disk drives or flash drives. Additionally, the developer will provide a user manual and demo which reflect the information on how to install, launch, and manipulate the system. Furthermore, the developer will modify, correct errors, and improve the system's performance if there's any issues that will occur in the system.
This study will be conducted at Iloilo State College of Fisheries San Enrique campus. It is located at Garrido Street, San Enrique, Iloilo. It is about 4 kilometers away from Pasig City, Iloilo. It is neighboring school of San Enrique Central School and San Enrique National Comprehensive High School.
Respondents of the study. Based on the figure, the respondents of the study will be the 6 ISCOFSEC faculty, of which 3 are the school's publication in charge personnel and 3 are the IT experts who will be chosen purposively, and 100 students officially enrolled at Iloilo State College of Fisheries San Enrique campus, of which 35 will came from College of Agriculture, 18 from College of Computer Studies, 22 from the College of Education, and 25 from College of Management. They will evaluate the system in terms of its usability. Sampling technique. The researchers make use of quota sampling in determining the number of respondents who will evaluate the system in terms of its usability. Random sampling technique and purposive sampling technique will be used in choosing the respondents who will evaluate the system. The 6 ISCOFSEC faculty, of which 3 are the school's publication in charge personnel and 3 IT experts, will be chosen purposively. The researchers will use the simple random sampling through a fishbowl method in choosing 100 students who will evaluate the system's usability, in which all the members of the group will have an equal and independent chance of being selected as a sample.
Research instrument. The research instrument that will be used to evaluate the ISCOFSEC Insight will be the standardized questionnaire checklist by John Brock 1986.
data gathering procedure. Before the researcher starts to develop the scope-sec insight, the researcher will first ask permission to conduct the study. When the permission will be granted, the researcher will start to develop the system. And after that, the researcher will set the date in administering the instrument. Prior to this, the researcher will issue a letter requesting the respondent to evaluate the system in terms of its usability. Before the distribution of data gathering instrument, the researcher will orient the respondent about the system and discuss its purpose. The researcher will make sure that all queries from the respondents were properly addressed. Then, the data gathering instrument will be distributed. The data gathered will be tabulated, analyzed, and interpreted using the system usability scale.
Data analysis procedure. The data gathered will be subjected to appropriate descriptive statistical tools. In evaluating the usability of the system, the gathered points will be tabulated and will be analyzed using the system usability score. The formula in computing the SUS is SUS equals x plus y times 2.5, where x is the points for odd-numbered questions minus 1, and y is the points for even-numbered questions minus 5. In interpreting the result of the data gathered, in evaluating the system's usability, the researchers will solve for the average score, and in interpreting the system's usability, the following scale will be used.